Welcome to the Blonde Runner podcast with Coach Laura Erickson, where she shares her healthy living tips as a running and triathlon coach and mother of 4.
Hello, it's Coach Laura Erickson here with blonderunner.com, and I wanted to talk about compression socks today. So I am a big believer that the most important thing, workouts and things like that are really important when it comes to exercise, but the limiting factor really is recovery when it comes to athletes working out and getting the workouts in. If you can recover from your workouts better, you're going to be able to get more volume in or, produce better quality workouts. And so compression socks is one of the ways that we can do that. I'm a big believer in use of compression socks on a daily basis. I particularly love Lily Trotter Band socks. I will have a link and discount code below. So, anything that I promote, it really is something that I like. I've asked to promote a lot of products, but I only choose to promote the ones that I really like and use myself. So I use Lily Trotter socks nearly every day. I do a lot of hiking. I love their crew socks for that because they're above the boot, so they prevent any rubbing. They also have the taller socks, which I love for long runs. For me, it feels like it's just like a hug for my legs. It's preventing me from getting any cramping or anything like that in my legs, so that's one of the reasons I use it. If you research compression socks and see why people use them, you'll see that there's lots of benefits for them. One of the main ones is it really supports your veins. As we get older, the veins don't work as well, and that's what pumps the blood or gets the blood back to the heart. And so if you can help support any of that, that'll of course improve your recovery. Better recovery means better workouts, means better performance. So, how it does that, it pretty much reduces the diameter of the veins by putting that pressure on it, which increases the volume or velocity of the blood flow. So it allows that blood to keep circulating, keep going. If you have a problem with swelling, when we work out, we damage our tissues. And if you have a problem with swelling, this can help prevent some of that pooling of the blood in the lower legs. Because, it's farther away from the heart. It sometimes will be harder for it to get back where it needs to go. So that blood flow, helping that blood flow is absolutely going to help with recovery. Recently I had shoulder surgery, and whenever you have surgery, they usually have you wear TED hose, which is a form of compression, and that helps prevent the blood clots that you could get in your legs after surgery. So, again, another supportive thing. Obviously, compression is beneficial in medical aspect too. There's only a few circumstances I think that compression wouldn't be used. Maybe if you have conditions, you definitely want to check with your doctor. But for most people, especially if you're on your feet a lot, maybe you're a hairdresser, or you're a nurse, or you're even sitting. Maybe you're a pilot and you're sitting a lot. The socks will help improve circulation, either if you're standing a lot or sitting a lot. I will use them, like I said, on long runs. I also, with the socks, there are different levels of stretch, I would say. They just came out with a nice silky that is a little more stretchy, which I like for an everyday use, if I'm wearing them around the house. If I am using them to go on a long run, I like the Elite Sport socks, which have a little more support in the arch and the Achilles tendon, and they have a reinforced toe. They're the taller ones as well. Those are the ones I maybe choose to race in more. And then the shorter socks, still compression, still gives your ankle support, but not quite as high. Those are better when it's hot. I really also like the longer socks when I'm running on trails, because it protects my legs from getting scratched up. So another thing that I ran across that is interesting is, I don't know if you've ever gotten dizzy when you stand up quickly. Sometimes that it's called orthostatic hypotension. So basically what happens is when you stand up, your blood rushes down to your legs, and that causes your blood pressure to drop, and then you get a little dizzy. So because that gravity pulls that down right into your leg. So one of the things that you can do if you have compression socks, you don't have that. It doesn't have as far to go or as many places to go because of that compression on the legs. So if you do have that condition, you might consider trying compression socks. So one thing I will say about compression socks is they are harder to get on. Not, I wouldn't say all brands. I mean, I particularly like Lily Trotter because they're not as stiff. They're just more malleable and they can go on pretty easy. But it's well worth it. I mean, that's the idea. There's a lot of other benefits to wearing compression in terms of just feeling like your legs are, like I said, are going to recover better. So, again, improving that circulation in your legs. Just want to make sure I've covered everything that I wanted to. I think I talked about those blood clots in the legs, like after surgeries and things like that, or if you're just more prone to them, you definitely should be wearing compression. But they're called deep vein thrombosis, or those blood clots in your legs. You definitely want to prevent that. I know that compression can also help prevent venous ulcers, which is obviously not a fun thing I've never had those, but I wouldn't imagine that they're going to be great to have. So, compression also can be worn. You can wear them with boots, tall boots. What I like about Lily Trotters, they're sort of designer socks, so which makes it easy to wear all the time. You could wear them with a dress, things like that. They have some cute styles. So they're not purely athletic, but they're very good. Especially like if you're overweight too, I would highly suggest compression socks. And what I love about Lily Trotter is they're very welcoming to all shapes and sizes of people that want to become athletic. And they have wide calf version of their socks. So not only they're really cute, but they also have all different sizes. So and the wide calf is really beneficial, especially if you're overweight. I would highly suggest using compression. I think you'll notice a difference in that circulation, that movement, and less swelling, a lot less swelling, which is really good. Obviously, watching diet. There's a lot of other factors when it comes to that, but definitely very good to utilize compression and just keeping that blood flowing. There's a lot of other things that you can do to promote recovery. So while we're on that, I want to just touch on it, and I'm sure I'll have other podcasts covering these things, but I'm a big proponent of foam rolling. So again, it's about, getting the blood flow to those muscles and helping them recover. Obviously, recovery also relies on, are we sleeping well? Are we getting enough nutrition? Are we hydrating ourselves well? Another one is good old getting off our feet. Putting our legs up. I do that a lot. I love to watch movies, and so sometimes it's important to get those legs up and just allow yourself that recovery time. So many people do too much, so much that they're not allowing their body to recover. And I know I've made many posts about this, but your strength in the muscle really develops when you're recovering. So you do want to tax the muscle, you do want to challenge the muscle, but then you want to allow it to rest, to rebuild and get stronger again. So definitely very important with that. Now again, those recovery socks, that will help prevent the blood pooling and more of your body having to do more work to get that muscle to recover. So very good to have. That pretty much wraps up what I wanted to talk about, and I touched on some other things. Hopefully you love this podcast, and if you'll like it and subscribe and share it with your friends, I'd really appreciate it. If you post it to your page, anything that you want to do to help promote it, I really appreciate it. If there is a podcast you'd like to hear or a topic you want me to cover, feel free to message me. You can find me on Instagram at The Blonde Runner or Coach Laura Erickson, and that's LORA. Or you can go to my website at blonderunner.com, BLONDERUNNER.com, and you can message me there. I'm also on Twitter as Blonde Runner. So, anything I can do to help you. I've been coaching for a long time, and I love to see people meet their goals and do what they'd like to do. So if you're interested in any coaching programs, I do custom coaching, then please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to help you. So until next time, live well. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Healthy Living Podcast. Be sure and check the show notes for resources or links that we mentioned in the show. You can also find them on my website at blonderunner.com, BLONDERUNNER.com. You can also find me on Instagram at The Blonde Runner with an E and Coach Laura Erickson, and that's LORA. Before you forget, I hope that you will follow this podcast and like it so you don't miss an episode. Also, it really helps if you leave a review so other people can find it, and share it with your friends. Until next time, live well.